I've noticed some behaviors and I would like to address them today.
Okay.
Why were you late every day?
Actually, is it I am late or everybody early?
Am I expecting a change soon, or are you going to keep talking to me with that attitude?
Huh? Oh. What attitude? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Hot Pod where we hop into different transitions in life. I'm Nick.
I'm Joey.
I'm Q, and today we have Lingyi with us.
Hello. Hi, I'm Lingyi from Wa Banana, a very, very nice company.
Very nice.
I love that she started with that.
We actually have heard a lot of good things about Wa Banana.
It's true. Yeah, since I think 2017, I've been hearing people tell me that, very nice to work there.
Yeah, easy. Nice for the employees, maybe difficult for the boss, right? There's always two sides of the story.
There's a trade-off.
The tea will be
always
spilled today.
Okay, so I'm super excited for today's episode because we're doing our all-time favorite Reddit episode.
I love reacting to stories.
I love that. Today you only can say wow.
Banana.
That's wow only lah. Guys. Okay. Anyway, in line with the upcoming International Women's Day, we are going to be looking at toxic work culture stories in Singapore and why they exist.
So toxic work cultures are, of course, ever present globally, even here in Singapore as well. I think everyone will have heard of or know of a friend who has worked or is working in a toxic workplace. So today we'll be reacting to stories on the internet.
Yes.
On Reddit specifically about toxic workplaces.
But before we begin, going down the couch, have we ever experienced a toxic workplace or a toxic work culture?
Who start? You start.
I don't have.
You sure?
Lies!
Share a story and name the company.
Oh, okay, so my company. Okay, I feel like maybe the experiences that I had were borderline toxic, but I wouldn't want to label them as toxic.
There's one workplace I have in mind that is for sure there have been instances of toxic management.
Where?
Cannot say it.
Okay, do you all think that working extremely long hours is toxic?
No, if it's within your JD and it's what you signed up for. I hate when people say, oh my God, I work so many hours, but contractually these are the hours they agreed upon. Then whose fault is that? You signed the contract.
No, but what if it's beyond the MOM standards?
There's a cap. Let's say it's 44 hours. Could be wrong, but it's not that long by law. So if you're talking about 80 hours.
Yeah, if you bleed over the norm then the expectations on you is to you have to stay and finish the project. And that's toxic, right?
Then they better pay a OT.
And if they pay OT,
If they pay OT and you agree, I think okay.
I also think so.
Yeah, if you're willing
so.
to do it, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Consent is has to be mutually agreed upon.
I think if there's manipulation, then obviously that's toxic.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like we've got a lot to unpack today. Let's dive into the first story. This is from user CM210. I've been an HR assistant for a while now, about 2 years, and I mainly deal with the training side of HR. Even though I'm used to my work and can produce results, my company and management are very particular about what we do and do not allow me to even learn about the other aspects of the job. Even after new employees or experienced staff leaves and new positions open up, they do not allow me to pick up learning anything new. I have been stagnant and stuck in this mundane cycle with the feeling of no progression. Is this normal in the HR sector?
As a boss, right? What do you think about this situation? Why would this employee be forced to be stuck in this bubble?
Because the wording is I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to learn anything new.
Yeah.
So it feels like either their job scope, right, is highly confidential, or if having me learning something new, right, would put me in a very competitive position once I leave the company. Unless it's for that reason, which I sort of understand. Otherwise, I really cannot think of it.
I feel like in general, when employers do this, it's because they are, one, afraid to lose you, and two, they don't know how to scale their business effectively such that you can grow with the business. For example, my business is going to stay a 5-man operation forever, and I'm content and happy as a boss for it to just stay like that, right? Then I don't need you to learn anything new. I will forever need someone to do payroll. I will forever need someone to to post jobs on LinkedIn and all that lah. So it might be a case where this employer feels like, oh, if I train you, then you leave, I need to go and find a replacement. which is a very toxic mindset lah.
Unless, right, on the flip side, maybe this person cannot juggle his own workload. And then at the same time, he's asking for more things on his plate, right? But then as a boss, you're like, you can't even manage your own
True.
The boss is very nice
own
lah.
responsibilities lah. Yeah.
I'm just thinking like if you are hired to do a job and you said, okay, these will be my roles and what I will do. And then you ask your boss, actually, I want to do that instead. Can you train me to do that? Then it's
It's
like,
a bit
we
strange
hired
lah.
you to do this. And this is what the skill set we brought you on for. And then now you want me to train you to do this. Then what if the company does not have the resources? And who's going to replace your role then?
I feel like it's a case of like you need to make sure that you are really excelling in everything that is in your current JD before you should even be asking for new things. So without that information, cannot really tell whether or not it's a toxic workplace lah, based on this story.
But y'all sound like very understanding employees. Just saying.
I love that.
Yeah, Gen Z should watch this. Yeah.
Oh,
Have you guys ever felt stuck in your careers?
not
Yes.
really.
I have, yeah. During my previous employment, yeah. I was doing quite well. The company treated me very well. My bosses were amazing. I was in a pretty good role, but I think the job task that was given to me was not something that I wanted to do. That's why I resigned lah and focused on Wa Banana.
Sometimes like everything is going well, you could still feel a bit displaced. Like if it doesn't fulfill you and you need to be fulfilled at your job, it doesn't mean that the place is toxic. It's just not the right fit, right?
Yeah. I think for me, there are definitely days where I dread work, but that's not a deal breaker for me. Like I feel like I've also tried to kind of be mindful about always putting myself in a position where there are opportunities and like room for progression and to learn lor. I think I've been quite lucky as well to have had quite good mentors in my career. So they have helped me with like career coaching, mapping out like what the next 5 years should look like, where I should pivot in terms of skill set and all that. So sometimes it might be a case where you might need to make a bit of a adjacent shift, even if it's not like a complete career switch, to just kind of like lengthen your career pathway a bit. So I think the other thing as well is that if you are feeling stagnant in your job, sometimes some career counseling, career guidance might be helpful. There are resources like Workforce Singapore that could help you.
Okay, next story by user SGHCW. I was an allied health professional. What got me into it was an interest in healthcare and science and working with people. And for a few years, it was great. Things started affecting me badly when I tried to move up and realized that job prospects in the long term were poor. I also realized how later I could effect change despite being senior. Also, my peers earning far more than me really made me miserable. I'm not in the job anymore. Transitioned to a new career that I actually enjoy and treats me fairly. Doubled my salary too. Too many things I would have changed, and now there's no way I'll ever go back. Only annoyed I didn't get out earlier.
But it's quite an inspirational story, you know. He realized what's the problem, he got out, and then he never said the place was
What must be
toxic.
he, eh?
Or they.
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 But we don't know also what this person like transitioned into like in their new career.
Yeah.
I think the first part when this person was a healthcare professional is quite relatable to a lot of people, where you feel like, oh, I slog, right? But then my job prospects not great. There's no upward mobility. My salary progression is not great. But I feel like these are the things you need to think about before you enter that field. And then you need to be realistic and pragmatic about how far this career can take you lah.
But isn't it an industry thing then? Like, I mean, some industries are
Just
gen-
not well paid.
Toxic industries. Are there toxic industries?
I think there are industries that everyone already understands that it is
Toxic.
you are fighting a really long, hard fight that you will never win.
But as an employer, how do you empower your employees when they feel a bit powerless?
Okay, I always ask everybody, are you happy now or you want to do more? Like you want more responsibility and all that, right? So to my surprise, not everybody want more responsibility. Some people are very focused in their life. Like they come to work and then that's it. They clock off and then they will enjoy their life, and that's pretty much about it. If people want to try new things, then I will make sure I give them that, and then you try. If you fail, then at least you know lah. I always give them that. And whenever my staff ask me that they want to go for a course, Even if it's not subsidized, most of the time if they ask, I will pay for the course for them.
You sponsor. Sponsored
Most of
by
the time,
Lingyi.
yeah. But they need to justify lah. Not like everybody come to me and say you want to go for cooking class, then I'll say no, right?
I'm
Obviously.
to the hashtag one.
Then 你要什么 3D 还是
Yeah, the
They
pet
can do
grooming
home
one, the
based.
pet grooming one, then obviously not lah. Huh?
Why would they ask you to sponsor, right? Then they leave 1 month later.
If somebody wants to leave, right, and somebody want to do that to you, right, then just let them do that to you. In my philosophy is,
The art of detachment.
if people are gonna do that, they're gonna do that. Just like a lot of people wait for bonus insurance, and then they leave, right? How are you gonna know? How would you know?
True.
I saw an AI generated quote on LinkedIn the other day that everybody
Wow.
is copying and pasting that says, what if we train them and then they leave, right? Then someone else reply, what if we don't and they stay?
Wow.
Means you have incompetent people that are continuing to work there lah.
Yeah.
Would you rather have competent people, like 10 competent people, 5 of them leave, 5 of them stay? Or would you rather have 10 incompetent people who all stay?
Oh, okay.
Like an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually for your employees, right, what do you do in terms of helping them with career planning and like helping them to map out growth in their careers?
I think I give you a very specific example. For example, in my industry, right, we have lots of editors and videographers. So I always ask them, you want to be a manager or you want to be a highly skilled editor? You need to choose your path first. So if you want to be a manager one day, for example, a creative director or producer, then I will give you more opportunity of leading a project or working with other editors. But if you want to be very good at editing solo work or whatever, then you need to tell me that as well. So I will give you courses, for example. I will pair you up with somebody who doesn't have editing skills. For example, you might be working on solo projects with creatives who cannot edit. So career path-wise, I will try to find the path that they actually aim to go for first. Then we help them.
Sounds like a great working environment.
This episode suddenly sponsored by What Banana.
Actually, guys, yes.
Actually, how often do you have these like career growth conversations with your staff?
Only once a year. But we recently changed it to twice a year. Also, we are issuing our bonus twice a year instead of once a year. Not saying double the amount.
You split the amount into two lah.
Not necessarily split, but I tell you the rationale behind doing 6 months bonus.
Okay.
Because most of the companies issue your bonus December, right?
Yeah.
If you worked on a huge project Q1, most people are gonna forget about it.
So it's for your employee, as in
It's for both.
You're
For
worried
fairness,
that you might forget.
Is to address recency bias.
Yeah,
That's
recency.
true,
Wow, that's a cool word. Yeah, recency bias.
Actually, I think people should jot down their successes across the whole year.
Then you must keep reminding
Then
your boss.
you bring
throughout
out
the
your
whole year.
notepad
Yeah,
when
yeah.
when it's appraisal time.
Yeah, the boss can also do the same.
In January,
January, you did this.
You did not do this.
Did not do this.
Question part. Okay, Lingyi, you can go first.
Would you rather have 30 employees to manage or 30 kids to take care of? 30 employees to manage lah. Who wants to have 30 kids to take care of? You
maybe
crazy?
you're a school teacher leh.
No, but it's for her. It's for her.
That's why I'm not.
If you could ban one work phrase forever, what would it be?
Oh.
Nice
Circling.
to e-meet you.
Yes. Okay, what is an alternative?
Nice to meet you lah. Or good to connect.
Good to connect. Yeah. Love. Yeah.
Hey, when it first came out, it was cool. Okay.
Yeah lah, like in 1980 lah. Like, oh, we are...
1980 is
No,
crazy.
We are
it's
talking-
2000 something.
We are
It's
talking on the
2000.
internet. Wow.
When the first person who emailed me like that, I'm like,
I'm
"You're
stealing
so,
that."
You are so creative.
If you could invent a holiday, what would it celebrate? Okay, I feel like there needs to be another holiday before Halloween. So then back to back, right? Every single month got something to celebrate.
Like what month?
I don't know, I cannot remember.
September?
September, yes, let's think of a
September
September
is
holiday.
Teachers' Day, no?
But we don't
Oh,
celebrate
September,
Teachers' Day.
one whole week, everyone gets to travel.
But like not the school holiday.
No, it's just the working adults.
Yeah.
Working adults holiday.
Nice.
Not bad.
What's something you can't believe people still do? Abuse animals.
Yeah.
And on that note, testing on animals for products. We have AI already. Can't we just input all the ingredients and then it will detect whether there's something that will cause a chemical imbalance?
Okay, next story by user Curious Singaporean. Interesting. So, I'm in a sticky situation now. Context. worked in company X for a short while before going on hospitalization and maternity leave.
Ooh.
Team is well known for high turnover rate due to the workload. Boss doesn't like me. Not sure why. Could be due to my pregnancy and inability to take on some of the physically straining tasks and doing the work differently. Boss put me on extended probation, plus 3 months, during the 3-month performance review. So I was still on probation during maternity leave. Then during my maternity leave, there were new hires and the team became quite close. Then, plot twist. Suddenly, the boss resigned. And replaced by a new boss. But I've been removed from the work WhatsApp group chat without warning. I have already made up my mind to resign after maternity leave if I'm still going to be under the old boss, because she will definitely fail my probation plus nitpick on my work. But now that old boss is gone, I feel like it's akin to working in a new environment. So I'm having second thoughts about resigning. Will new boss want to keep me on the team? I feel there's a lot of workplace politics at play here. What's my best option now? Should I quit during my maternity leave?
First of all, I felt like I was reading a book.
Probation is when you
No,
first
your
join the
first 3
company,
months.
right? So it says during the 3-month performance review, she
Then she
kena
kena
put on
3
extended.
Yeah, that means she never passed lah.
Yeah, that means she go in, heavily pregnant.
like
She go in heavily pregnant because she also not able to do the physically straining tasks. And then this person also never say what kind of job they're doing. Like, is it an admin job then? Like, what's physically straining? Like, you go and
Go to
like,
photocopy machine.
refill the
Like,
paper and the printer?
No, she go and
Or is she a firefighter?
she refill the coffee, then her water
she
break.
must be a firefighter.
Yeah, must be a firefighter, right?
Must be.
No, she said that my boss doesn't like me. Not sure why, but could be due to my pregnancy.
I mean, if I hire you today, you tell me in a week, I going to labor in 1 week.
I'll be quite pissed lah. Like,
Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
I would feel like deceived. It's not about the fact that you are pregnant or not available to work, but it's more of the fact that you essentially put me in a position where like I hired someone thinking that I'm going to have somebody in this role starting on this day, and then now you're going on maternity leave. I will need to like figure out like, you know, the manpower. It's a manpower issue for me again.
It's true. I think it's very easy nowadays, like especially on social media. Like we are trying so hard to undo all the injustice. So if let's say a pregnant woman like comes out with an expose and says like, oh my god, my boss discriminated against me because I'm pregnant, immediately everyone's like, how can you do that? Like pregnant women deserve to have their jobs too. But if you don't understand context, if let's say you've exploited the maternity leave and you decided to keep this information to yourself, or like actually you can go back to work, but you just want to make it very difficult. Like I feel like it's very case by case, and we cannot just lump it in a all mothers or like new mothers are right.
You know, the big tech companies, they have something like 6 or 7 months paid maternity leave, right? So I had like this friend joined one of these tech companies, and she was pregnant like first trimester. So she worked for 2-3 months, passed probation, then went on maternity leave. Came back from maternity leave, right? Worked 1 month, right? Then got pregnant again.
Ooh.
Then in total, I think like this person had 3 kids. So in the span of I think something like 3 or 4 years, right? She probably only worked I think like 20-30% of that time. And then after the 3rd kid was done, and she was like, "Yep, I've had all my kids, right?" And then she resigned. And after that, on her resume,
She can say she worked there for 3 years.
yeah, she worked at a big tech company for 3 years or 4 years.
And technically, like they cannot fire her because
She's pregnant.
yeah. But in this case, you know what I mean? Like how technically you're not being fair to a company.
Shag.
Really shag,
As if somebody does that to me, then I'm
Okay, but on the flip side, right? Let's
Yes,
talk
let's
about
talk about
good
the flip
things.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I can empathize why mothers find it difficult to return back to work, because it's like such a long period of time being away, and then maybe culture changed. They're so used to being at home with their kids, right? And I think sometimes people downplay how difficult it is to be a mom, a working mom.
Yeah, so one of my very close friends, like at work, she was very stressed on maternity leave because we had a lot of changes at the workplace while she was away. To the point where like, you know, she gave birth 1 month later, she like would start popping back into the office and all that with a newborn at home. So I could empathize like, yeah, it's really not easy to feel so disconnected or to take your maternity leave in peace, especially in like a high stress and corporate environment.
Like throughout pregnancy, you lose so much of yourself because you're thinking for someone else. and you are rebranded as a mother, but you're still a woman, you're still who you used to be. And if you go back to work, right, then there'll be people like, oh my God, like what a bad mother, you don't care about your baby at home, doesn't your baby need you? Like it's so hard to juggle these two new
Expectations.
identities that you have to find middle ground with.
One of my good friends, she's a mother of 3. And her friends judge her for working because they say you are not home for your kids, which I felt that's very unfair. But luckily, she's a strong and independent woman. She's just like, I will do me, and then you shut up.
Yeah.
I think something that's not talked about enough also is that beyond maternity leave, there are some mums who make the decision to like, I'm going to be a full-time mum for a while. So I step away from my corporate career or my like career, and then I'm going to like take a year or 2 years off and then really just be a mum lah, which I think is super admirable, whether you're a mum or a dad. But what makes it very difficult is then re-entering the workforce after that. How do you explain like, career gap of 2 years and all that? So actually there are some initiatives by like WSG and other kind of like career portals out there, right, that will help provide guidance or at least like a step-by-step process to re-enter the workforce after you've taken some time off to start a family.
Okay, next story by user Team Mako N7. Had an employee for 2.5 weeks. It was even worse than I imagined. She was between 10 and 15 minutes late every single day, with a variety of different excuses. She was almost completely incapable of using a computer, despite her supposed background in graphic design. She struggled with the concept of doing quotes, invoices, and purchase orders. She took at least twice as long as anyone else to do the same job. She asked the same questions every day, and she was just a complete failure, totally untrainable. I've never been so happy to see someone fired.
Untrainable is damn brutal eh. To be told you are untrainable is like you are unteachable eh.
I got a question. How long is too late? Is 15 minutes okay? Oh,
We used to have a grace period. So our working hour is 10 to 6. So I used to have a late jar. If you arrive later than 10:10, then you pay $2, something like that. So 10:10, I think I can close one eye. Or once in a while, if you are super late, I mean, accidents, those don't count lah.
30 minutes.
Really? You can accept somebody who's late every single day.
But actually,
for
I
30
think it
minutes.
depends. What kind of workplace is it? If it's like a very structured
Hybrid.
9 a.m. to 6 p.m. kind of workplace, where I don't expect you to work at all after 6 p.m., then I think it's fair to kind of like expect you to be on time.
Okay.
But then if it's somewhere where like as an employer, I expect you to like, sometimes 8 p.m. I need you to take a call, 10 p.m. I need you to jump in on a meeting, we work late hours, then I'm fine for you to work
Agree.
flexibly lah,
Yeah.
as long as you are not missing meetings or coming in late to like meetings, or like you are where you are supposed to be when you are needed.
Fair.
then okay, what about lying in their resume? Because this person was supposed to be good at graphic design, right?
Nowadays, a lot of people say they like are fantastic in graphic design, but it's just Canva. Canva is glorified PowerPoint. I love Canva, but it doesn't make you a graphic designer.
Yeah, because if you have zero relevant skills to a job that you applied for, why would people hire you in the first place? Unless you lied on your resume.
Unless you were hiring them based on potential. Like they
Right.
have a lot of other skill sets that you feel like might contribute to your company. It's
And it might
just
be
that.
transferable skill sets.
Might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then that one thing that you are also looking out for, they are just lacking in that. So it's just, I guess my question is whether it's kind of like the employee's responsibility to go and train themselves first before entering, or is it the employer's?
Wow, tricky.
Wow.
Oh.
If everything you're searching for requires you to do and learn something different, maybe you need to look at what you're searching for. But I feel like it's a bit of both. Like you can't go into expecting everything to be done for you. If you're passionate about the role, you already know you're lacking and you don't meet the minimum like JD, right? Then you have to go in
Research
and
lah.
say like, okay, actually I know I'm not up to par, but these are the plans I have and I'm really going to take these courses. I'm very interested, like this is what I can offer to you. Then the boss is like, okay, sure. Like I love that you are so passionate about it. Rather than hiring someone who is very qualified but doesn't care about
The
your
attitude
company
sucks.
and your cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can I just shout out, right? Like there are so many reasons to expand your skill set like not even for jobs. Do you see the TikToks of like the old people in the TikTok course? Then they post their first TikTok video.
Yeah, so cute.
Oh my god, the auntie, she posts my first TikTok video. That is all old people learning how to use TikTok, and their assignment was to post a TikTok. I mean, they're not gonna go and like work and join One Banana.
Sure.
You know, maybe.
Yeah,
Actually,
you
if they
know.
join, right, for seniors,
Senior, right?
there's a government benefits for companies.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Like,
is
actually,
it?
you should hire a very slay auntie.
Lingyi, how do you suss out liars?
Yeah, you got people lie on
In
their
interviews.
resume.
Let me think. Not that I remember. Let me think hard.
Honestly, just
long
need to
and
see the
hard.
portfolio.
Yeah,
in media.
creative roles.
In
Creative
media.
roles, you will see portfolio.
No,
ma.
creative, there's one way that you can lie about it, which I believe some people I interviewed lied about it. For example, this video we're filming right now, I put this in my portfolio. I don't really indicate what I did.
Oh, that's
you
why
know?
in interviews I will always ask
I
what's
will
your
also
role.
ask
Yeah.
they will say I'm the
Assistant producer.
I'm the assistant producer.
Imagine like
The
they
AD.
ordered the lunch for the
Yeah.
talent.
How are you gonna verify? Sometimes not all videos have credits, right?
Right. What are other employee red flags?
Employee.
Employee,
Wow.
not employer. I think just being disrespectful and not having the right etiquette during meetings or the right tone of voice.
I think refusing to come into the office on days that you're supposed to be in the office, and then you dial in like for a call, and then you refuse to turn on your camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, this is like basic courtesy lah.
I think extreme amount of MCs within the first 3 months of working also is a
Red flag.
major flag.
Yeah.
And then they will say mental health. Oh, can't believe I'm saying this word. Yeah, this is a struggle for all employers today. Yeah, if it's mental health, I'm not diagnosed. Just like I'm feeling down today, which I sympathize. But
A job is a job.
Yeah, at the same time, you gotta show
Yeah.
up lah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so something
like-
like that, lor.
There's this whole culture around like we only get one life, like quit that job and do what you want. Is like bred this idea that your job needs to be something that you are so fervently passionate about. And as a result, right, anyone that faces any challenges at work, they take it like, oh my God, it's toxic. Not for me. I'm going to leave this job. But it's a job. Like, it's not supposed to be fun all the time. There
Yeah.
needs to be moments where you put in more work, where maybe you are losing a bit of sleep over a project, but it's because you care about it. Like, you need to put in some effort.
Yeah, I feel like there is a very small percentage of people who are fortunate enough to be doing something that they love, like truly love and feel fulfilled about and passionate about, and at the same time be paid well for it. The rest of us just need to understand that sometimes a job is a means to an end.
Yeah.
To all our mamas and girlies out there, nice to e-meet you. I hope this notification finds you well.
If you're thinking of returning back to the workforce and not sure where to start, Her Career Initiative by Workforce Singapore might just be what you need.
I heard that they have a whole suite of programs and services to help guide you through the process so that you have the skills and confidence to re-enter the workforce.
Interested to find out more? Head over to WSG's website linked in the description box below and let's circle back to the video. Okay, next story by significant_income28. My manager has really bad leadership and is irresponsible and quit because he could not handle the stress. For me, I have to handle people's egos and do things with uncertainty. I brought all these things up to one of the executives and he understands how we felt. To be honest, he is an example of a great leader. It's just that he's too old to handle so many of these things and it is affecting his health. It's so unstable to the point where I just don't really want to do this anymore. I'm looking out for more opportunities, of course, and due to the people we have to handle in our company, most of my colleagues are leaving and causing us almost a 99% turnover rate. Writing this in work, by the way, I'm so done.
Okay.
Doing this on the work Wi-Fi is crazy.
I got something to say about the leadership part. I feel like a good boss and a good manager is very different. Like someone who founded the company is one thing. Like they had the idea, they're creative. But then them being a people's person is a very different thing. Like
as
some
in-
people don't
as
know
in
how to manage people.
A business leader and
Yeah.
a man manager is
It's
different.
very
Like a founder,
different.
yeah.
Some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are just not meant to do management roles.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think an important trait of a business leader is to recognize that you are not good at man management and to outsource the things that you're not good at
Agree,
to people who are
agree.
good
Yeah,
at
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But actually, reading this, right, the way that I would have approached this is that in this chaos, there is opportunity. Because your
you can
immediate
step up,
manager just left, the big boss seems to like you, but he's too old to handle so much. And then you have high turnover. So you can either be one of those people that also just end up like, oh, I'm out of here. Or you can be the one that when everybody else is leaving, you climb lah, or you position yourself to get promoted.
He's a change maker.
Yeah. To Q's point, two of the local businesses that I really respect, right? First one is Love Bonito. Because Rachel, the founder, she put in place Dion to run the business. Because she had said before that, like, yeah, I don't think I'm the right person to be CEO in the long term as the business grows. It's grown to the point where I think I need to bring somebody in. And then SGAG is the other one as well. Because like Carl, Adrian, I think they have like Cassie and Michelle as their GM CEOs to run the business so that they can focus on the things that they are good at.
I think it took me a while to learn what you just said. Like when I first started my company, right? To me was like, okay, I just want to hire junior staff. My goal is to train somebody who can replace me one day so they can work and I can just chillax.
Chill out, yeah.
You know, that's the like first 2 years, not gonna lie, that was my goal. But along the years, you learn that if you want to grow something, or even if you just want to keep yourself excited, right, you need to hire people who's better than you.
Yeah.
You need to hire people who are able to do stuff that you are not able to do. Otherwise, you can't stimulate yourself all the time, right? And also, like, what's the point? If you are the ceiling of your business, then your business will be as good as now.
I think good leadership also is just listening to your employees and actually caring for them.
I feel like a great leader or a great boss, to me, is the ability to have hard conversations. Because I feel like I wouldn't want someone to sugarcoat my behavior or let's say I haven't been doing well in a specific aspect of my JD, right? I feel like some bosses or some employers are actually a bit uncomfortable to have those kind of conversations to tell you to buck up lah. Yeah.
And knowing how to do that
Tactfully.
Correct. The tact is so important.
And I think listening first before talking about the issue is very important. Don't assume that they are just not capable. They might be going through something.
To me, I think a great leader is someone who knows how to place a right person in the right spot, doing the right job, and then maximize the efficiency or whatever, optimization and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's one. And another thing is being very transparent. I think my style is quite transparent. I tell my employees, all of them, for example, what's our expenses? Like, this is our shared risk. And I share with my employees about if we're doing well or if we're doing
Which I think is
poorly.
another thing that's related to that, which is transparency.
Transparency, yeah.
Which not a lot of like leaders or bosses are with their employees lah.
I'm very curious now, like how would a conversation go down if, let's say, Nick is working at your company and he hasn't really been
Yeah,
performing.
you need to fire me now.
Honey,
Okay, no.
Oh,
Not fire,
not firing me out.
just
Okay,
like
okay.
you haven't been,
You need to put me on PIP.
you've been like operating at 55%. Yeah.
And then every day come in late. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
Yeah, boss, you want to talk to me?
So I've noticed some behaviors and I would like to address them today.
Okay.
Why were you late every day?
Actually, is it I am late or everybody early?
You are late.
Okay, fair. Fair.
And also, you're not performing. Like most of your projects, you are being very sloppy about it. And I correct about 50 mistakes in your previous pitching decks. And I think it's very junior mistakes that I did not expect you to make.
To be fair, like the last pitch deck you told me got 60 mistakes. So now 50 actually getting a bit better ma.
Okay.
I'm trying my best.
Am I expecting a change soon, or are you going to keep talking to me with that attitude?
Oh, shit.
What attitude?
I'm serious.
Okay, I change.
And that is why Wild Banana is performing on top.
Who is going to talk like him? Nobody talk to me like that.
But if you really thought that you will answer like this,
I will answer like that.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
love it. Like, a boss who cares enough to tell you when you are wrong, right? It's because they can see that like you can do better. Same with parents, right? They'll tell you these things.
Thank you for putting it that way.
You know how Nick mentioned that this looks like an opportunity? But then what if people really feel like they're done with their job?
I think like what Nick said earlier, WSG has career guidance and career conversion program. So you can look into that. Sometimes a switch might do you way better than like staying in a place, like forcing it to
Yeah.
work.
It's like how some footballer change club, then suddenly they like them good.
Wow, yeah.
All right, guys, if you could go back in time and give your younger self a career advice, what would it be?
Always look for a dependable mentor that you can model your career
Wow.
after.
I would tell my younger self to keep exploring different opportunities and experiences. Yeah. And don't be too restricted based on what's presented in front of you.
I would say be open to communicating and don't be afraid to sound out when something is wrong.
Mine is be nicer.
Hey, love that what?
That's just that.
I love that. Short and sweet.
Okay, so to wrap up, I think the key message for today is that whether you are an employer or an employee, breaking out of a toxic workplace requires intentional steps from everyone. So whether you're planning your career or seeking growth opportunities or guidance on which paths to take, it's up to all of us to foster healthier workplaces and empower one another.
Thank you for joining us on The Hot Pot. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Me Listen.
And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And thank you, Lingyi, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And for our employer listeners out there who are considering investing in your employees, Workforce Singapore actually offers a whole suite that's very comprehensive of workforce transformation tools and services to help you to attract, retain, and develop your staff. Visit their website for more information. The link is in the description box below.
And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye!
If you could invent a holiday, what would it celebrate?
I think
Damn.
my birthday.
No! What?
Moti's crowning as the winner of Physical 100.
He deserved it.
No, I was rooting for the other guy.
Okay, he also deserved it.
Yeah,
But she really
poor
like
thing.
Amos.
No,
She
I honestly
like Physical
She
100.
really like.
Me too.
It's my favorite Netflix show.
And one of my favorites.
See,
Yeah,
oh my
one of my
God.
favorite.
Guys, who laugh at me? Lingyi watches.
Lingyi.
It's damn cool. Who would have? There's like 100 treadmills. Come on.
Is that E running?